guys, this is Mauro. Welcome to my podcast. I want to talk about the quarterfinals of the US Open, and let's start with the Medvedev and Wawrinka match. If you see me a little bit distracted here, is just one of my dogs, Lexi, that she likes to pick the moments when she sees me busy on the video to ask for affection, and of course, I never deny that to her or any of my dogs. Okay, Medvedev and Wawrinka. It's good to see Wawrinka back, playing much better. I think a little more confident, a little more loose, going back to his game, reaching. I think that getting closer to the level of game that we have seen him in the past, and I'm happy for him. It's always difficult to see a guy that has been through surgery or injuries, and when they come back and they struggle to get to a decent, getting back to a decent level of the game they were playing before. It's difficult. I mean, I really feel bad for. I remember Dimitrov. What was that last year when he was really struggling with his confidence, and how long it's taken him to get back to becoming again one of the main performers in a major tournament. So I'm happy for him too. But anyways, Wawrinka looking much better. Unfortunately, he had to play Medvedev. To me, Medvedev, it's becoming of the new generation. At least in the last couple of months, the guy is looking like the most, probably the most, the one has played better. I don't know if the entire year, but at least for the last couple of months. And I think that he's a serious contender in the future when the top three big ones are gone. I think he's gonna be definitely one of the top contenders to be a number one in the world. I still believe that he's a little too tall to really be number one and keep the ranking. I don't know if his mobility, if he will have the mobility that he needs to become a number one and stay in that spot. And I would like to see him using a little more of the courts because he hits too flat. So he usually uses more of the no man's land, but I really don't see him much going for banana shots. And it seems to me like because of the style of game that he has, which is very flat on both sides, forehand and backhand, he doesn't really use the whole geography of the court. That's one thing that I will focus on him, working on him. But everything else seems pretty good. His serve is massive. I mean, it's just one of the best serves in the game. I will work a little bit more on him moving forward too, which is something that I've seen Tsitsipas doing, being more aggressive, and Shapovalov as well, trying to not staying so long on the baseline and winning the point 3 or 4 times. I don't like to see players that feel like, okay, I have to stay on the baseline, and sometimes they have the chance to move forward, but they don't do it because they're not net players, and they believe that they cannot really perform as well moving forward and staying on the baseline. It's kind of a little bit of the comfort zone. So I would like to see, I like to see new generation guys kind of turning that a little bit, like, okay guys, we got to start moving a little more to the net instead of staying the whole point on the baseline just rallying. So Medvedev is definitely an excellent player. I don't know. He's playing Dimitrov, if I'm not wrong, in the next round. I think he can beat Dimitrov. I think he's gonna beat him. He has beaten players that are better ranked than Dimitrov. I'm not saying that Dimitrov doesn't have a chance, but I see Medvedev. I see the guy very, very, very strong right now, physically and mentally as well. Okay, Federer Dimitrov. They mentioned that Federer was injured, something on his back, and I wouldn't be surprised because the truth is that I'm a Federer fan and I don't like to make excuses. I think that I had never seen Dimitrov with that. I had never seen Dimitrov with that mindset playing Federer. The guy was like, he was like on a mission, like saying, okay, this is it. I already went through hell with that time last year trying to to come back and go up in the ranking and all that, and the guy had a really really difficult time. They if I'm not wrong, just 1 month ago, I think it was in Atlanta, he lost to the 409 player in the world. So we're talking about a guy that in the last year, mentally he's been like up and down, mostly down. And if you're talking about a guy that just 1 year ago lost to a guy that is below the top 100 and then goes and beats Federer, then you're talking about someone that has done a major, I mean a massive major mental shift. And I'm not surprised. The guy played very well. I mean, I was surprised to see him. He's always been consistent, but I saw him consistent and hitting the ball really hard, keeping the rallies, with Federer, which is not easy. Not a lot of players on the tour can really do that when Federer when Federer is actually rallying at his speed. So I'm happy for him. I was a little bit. I was kind of wondering when I saw Federer hitting a little too many, shanking the ball, and I say, I haven't seen him doing that anymore. I mean, I think ever since he changed his rackets, 2 3 years ago to a bigger head, he stopped doing that. I mean, rarely he does it because just the speed of his swing is just massive. I mean, it's obviously not that the guy doesn't hit the ball, because to me, he's pretty much the only tennis player on the tour that freezes his head completely the moment he makes contact with the ball. But it's just the speed of his swing and the speed that he tries to play. He's moving. It seemed to me like it was obvious in the match, to me at least personally. He's always aggressive, but he was being sometimes he was like ultra aggressive, like really wanting to finish the points and shanking the ball. And I say, you know what? I'm not surprised if when they mentioned that he had an injury, and then I saw the physio coming to the court, and treating the guy. But no excuse. No excuse. Dimitrov played very well, well deserved, and I'm happy for him. I'm hoping that Federer will be fine, for the rest of the year. And well, I just feel like I believe he's empty-handed this year in slams. He's not winning. He didn't win any. So there are two things I think about Federer. Something I didn't believe before. Now I believe he can play 2 more years till 40, and he say I can play till 40. I believe that the way I see him, but at the same time I believe that even though he can play till 40, I don't know if he can win. I think that he still have a shot at Wimbledon next year. And if he probably have a good chance at the Australian, because it's the beginning of the season and he'll be rested and and whatever is wrong with him, he'll be fine. So I think that it's mostly the Australian Open and Wimbledon that he's gonna have his better chances. And we'll see. The next match, Berrettini and Monfils. Well, Berrettini, a really nice surprise, really good player. I really don't know much about the guy. I saw him play I saw him play some tournament on TV a couple of weeks ago or so, and he was already showing signs that he was improving a lot. But never to think that he will make it this far in a major tournament. So good for him. It's good to see new blood, new guys coming. I hope he can keep it up. Monfils, I don't know what happened to Monfils. If any of you guys know, please let me put it in the comments, because I didn't have the chance to follow him throughout this week of the tournament. But he looked so tired. I don't know. I never seen him taking so much time and kind of bending over the between points and all that, like resting. And I was thinking at first, I thought I was probably something wrong with him, but sorry, it's just my dog moving there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened to him. Monfils has improved his game too, and I think that more than improve his game, I think he improved his mentality. He just got tired of being the entertainer, and he decided to become a performer. And when that happens, your mentality changes, your game changes. So his game changed. He was been playing much better, but unfortunately, in his career, I think it's too late for him. He should have done that 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I had no doubt that he will have been definitely a top 10, probably a top 5 player. But he decided to shift that mentality a little too late in his career, but still good for him. I like to see him being more serious and still enjoying the game. I wish that Kyrgios will do the same at this time on his career, not 5 years from now. So I don't know if that will happen though. That's another story for another video. And the last one was Rafa and Schwartzman yesterday. Rafa was up 4-0 in the first set. I think he was up 5-1 in the second one, and Schwartzman came back. The last time they played, Rafa destroyed Schwartzman completely, so I was not sure if Schwartzman was gonna be, if he was gonna step up to the plate this time. But the guy definitely did. I was very happy to see him being much more aggressive. I don't know. I didn't get to see. I saw one of his matches for a little bit, previous matches. But he didn't look so aggressive. I think he was being more aggressive yesterday because he knew that's the only way to beat Rafa. And I would like to see him like that because the guy can. I never thought that he could hit the ball like that so hard, much more aggressive than usual, moving very well. One of the reasons why I would like him to keep that aggressiveness in his game is because his game is mostly based on his speed. And every single time I hear someone that, when I know that a player's game is based, okay, this guy has a good forehand, this guy has a good backhand, this guy has a good serve, and this guy is super fast. When I hear that a player's game, the strength of his game lies on his speed, on his legs, I always feel like, okay, he's limited. He's gonna be the guy that he's gonna have good matches. They're gonna be matches where he's gonna go to 5 sets against good players, but that's as far as he's gonna get. Different. The only player that I've seen different to that was Hewitt, but Hewitt had a lot more package and mentally, especially. But yeah, I'm glad that he didn't only rely on his speed and he started doing more aggressive, more punch, more powerful shots. And I would love to see him just keep that game, just make that game your game, because you have to anyways. When you rely on your legs, you burn out, you run out of gas, and your opponents know that. Your opponents know that you can. Okay, he's resisting, but they're gonna. This is as far as he's gonna get. So Rafa really strong. He looks really. I see him playing very well, hitting the ball nice, clean. He just looks very solid. She's playing Berrettini, if I'm not wrong. And knowing Rafa, I will say, I might be wrong, but knowing Rafa, I wouldn't be surprised if he destroys Berrettini. I hope it's a good match, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's gonna do it. I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if he destroys Berrettini. But we'll see. All right. Okay, guys. Well, it's good to see you again, and well, I'll see you next time. Thank you.